What's up, YouTube? This is Mr. MPQ, your source in the Southwest for all things Marvel Puzzle Quest. Coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona, where it is a lovely 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Not a cloud in the sky. It's a near full moon, beautiful evening, and I hope you all are as lucky wherever you might be watching this video from. It is Friday, November 11th, 2016, and this is just a roster update video. But as you can see, I have a ton of rewards, so we might be here a little while. What we're going to do is go ahead and add in all these covers to champion characters. Some of those, probably about 30 or so, are 2 stars, which I'm getting ready to, 30 exactly. I'm going to reboot my OBW and possibly 2-star Storm as well. So minus 30 out of the total here. It's about 150. Pretty much all those covers will be added to champions. There are a couple Mystique covers, which will be my next Macho Time for a 3-star, and also possibly a Macho Time for Doctor Strange 3-star, depending on how the night goes. So stay tuned. Let's get down to business. We're going to start at the bottom. Actually, we'll make this easy on ourselves. 3 stars. There's Mystique there. Lots of ad levels, as you can see. And we do have some 4 stars to do as well, adding in new covers and maxing out. So you can see at the bottom of the list, Dr. Octopus. I got 15 minutes left to claim this bad boy. There are a couple extra covers in there as well. So we're just going to do it from this screen. Taking some command points right off the bat. And starting at 174. Getting up to 178, nearing that 183 mark, which is the next 4-star cover for him, and it's Carnage. So at a couple more levels, we'll be approaching that 4-star Carnage red ability, which I think I actually have maxed, so might not do me a huge ton of good. But next on the roster is going to be Colossus. Got a couple extra to add in here. There is 183, so that it puts us right at 4-star reward exactly. What you saw was the X-Force Wolverine cover, yellow, and probably gonna be ISO. Just not a character that I see myself maxing as a 4-star anytime soon. Given the list of 4 stars that I have, there are a couple others I would definitely champion first. I know I got quite a few of these blade covers, so we're going to add in from 193 up to 196. Very good. Got some hood recruited covers as well. One of those glass cannon character models. Has potential to do a huge ton of damage, some great AP stealing ability, and taking those 3 command points there up to 191 and adding some ISO to the mix. Daredevil, great support character. Love the stun ability, love radar sense. Actually, ambush is great too. Pretty good all the way around character, up to 187 now. 3-star Thor, a must-have on any roster. Only 1 cover to add here. He's now 196 with a new health of 12,000 on the money. Rare that you see an even number just like that, but here we are. Up next, Captain Marvel. Pretty decent on the support class as well for AP generation. Taking extra damage does generate red and black AP. I think also green at higher levels. However, given that there are much better 3-star black, red, yellow combinations, she really only fits in well on certain rosters, certain team-ups. And so next up is that 4-star Peggy Carter for her, and at 183, the red ability there. So looking forward to leveling her up more, even though she doesn't get much play unless she's powered up in an event, because I want those Peggy Carters. Speaking of Captain America, next up on the list, staple on any team is the 3-star Steve Rogers Captain America. If you don't have him, I highly recommend looking for him in a pack or leveling up the one that you have if he's not maxed. His red and blue can target any tile on the board with at level 5, and I always use those to get rid of some pesky enemy tiles that are difficult to match, or to stop a countdown that's going to deal extra damage, etc. and so forth. Looking at a heroic recruit token on the next level. Dakin is finding more and more uses on my team, especially at the 3-star level. Pheromone Rage, being able to add in 2 strike tiles for every green matched is a huge bonus. Definitely makes his blue ability much easier to use, which is dealing extra damage per strike tile. And if you match twice, you already have your base set of 4 right there. Also adds damage to the other teammates' attacks, which is pretty handy. Psylocke, Betsy Braddock, coming in next on the roster. Hopefully we have enough to get to 183 and claim another 4-star. We're just short at 180. And just as a reminder for those of you interested, her 4-star counterpart is X-Force Deadpool. So 183 will get you that black passive ability, dealing damage when enemies do damage to teammates. Then you get the purple ability at 223, and then at 265 you're going to get the red cover. Excuse me. Alright, moving on down the list here. Vision. Another red, blue, yellow character iteration. Definitely some better options, just like the 3-star Captain America that we saw in there. He can be a bit of a tank to soak up some of the damage, as seen with his yellow ability. The red I really only use if he's got the blue density tile down. It changes it to a team damage attack instead of a random plus symbol of damage, and I don't care for that version of his ability much, but as team damage I'll take it. So he's up to 178, almost at that 183 mark as well, and I believe his 4-star was, well, we'll go back and look. Vision, where'd you go? Is it 178, I think? Yep. I'm gonna have to learn all these new numbers for my characters. 178, 4-star Cyclops. So I'm definitely looking forward to leveling up Vision some more as well. Those classic Cyclops covers have been hard to find. I was able to do the last Crash of the Titans, which required that 4-star Cyclops after probably a good half hour plus of trying. I shortened my video very much for you guys so you wouldn't have to suffer through all the pain and anxiety that I had, but in the end able to pull it off. Hope you guys were as well. Next up, Quicksilver, and we're probably not going to hit 183 on this one. I can just tell because we're a few levels short. Definitely picking up some hero points, some ISO, and command points. Well, maybe we will hit 183. Oh, nope, just shy. So Quicksilver's 4-star. Take a quick look here is going to be War Machine. So very excited for that as well. War Machine was very difficult to get covers for. Even placing well in the event, I only got 2 and then 1 out of the special pack. So he is very limited on covers. Magneto is a great red, blue, yellow 3-star iteration. I love 2-star Magneto as well, 3-star for different reasons. Obviously, they have different color matchups, which is odd for similar characters. Like Captain America, pretty much every Captain America character, whether it's Peggy Carter, Steve Rogers, Falcon, Sam Wilson, Captain America, they're all red, blue, and yellow. Thor are all red, yellow, and green. Magneto, however, with his 3-star iteration is red, blue, and yellow, and then his 2-star counterpart is purple, red, and blue, lacking the yellow color there. So just odd how they changed the color combinations for that character. I would like to see more variety in that as well. Kind of how they did with the Spider-Man characters, being able to do like Miles Morales is purple, red, and yellow, versus classic Spider-Man is yellow, blue, and purple. Just mixing it up, making it more useful, more compatible with other teams. 4-star Venom, for example, is black, yellow, and green, where his well, Venom's only other counterpart's a 1-star is black, purple, and then also does extra damage on green, but doesn't have a green ability, which is interesting. Scarlet Witch, I'm going to level up here, should break the 190 claim, taking some extra ISO and command points with us, and up to 192. Love Scarlet Witch's blue passive ability, which generates purple tiles. She works really well with Deadpool, either 3-star or 4-star Deadpool. Also really well with Iron Fist. He only needs 5 purple AP to fire off his mega damage ability. Probably one of the best abilities, most cost-effective AP to damage ratio in the game, hands down. Can definitely use that combination to make your way through any wave scenario, given that you have the level required. Just got one She-Hulk cover there, putting her at 170. She's got a ways to go. Not too many She-Hulk covers just yet. Gamora, giving us some command points. A few bouts of ISO, up to 176. Just a few levels shy of 183. Which is going to be Star-Lord, Guardians of the Galaxy team up there. So, moving on down to Sentry. And taking some more hero points, some more ISO. And Loki. Great support character. Black ability, able to switch enemy tiles to friendly, and illusion, just switching up the board with his purple, and if the enemy matches 4 or more, steals AP from them, but is limited on if you're fighting goons, they're not going to match for AP, so they're going to really not be able to make 4 at a time either, only if you're fighting enemies who have capacity to match tiles. So limited use there, but great support character. Black Panther, hoping we have enough for 183, get another 4-star. Of course we are just short, and you can see there it is Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards, 4-star, Fantastic Four member. His abilities are semi-useful, I'll call it that. I see his black is great for added damage if you match red, yellow, green. His blue ability does have a stun and creates some shield tiles. Yellow is passive damage with depending on if there are other Fantastic Four members on his team, and the color combinations I just don't see being there, with Thing being red, yellow, green, and then Invisible Woman being blue, yellow, green. There is still lacking the purple edition of tile in there, so I'm not sure how they would incorporate a Human Torch with a 4-star ability that would be purple to round out the team, but I've yet to actually use that combination as a whole of Thing, Invisible Woman, and Mr. Fantastic all at the same time, just because I don't feel that their powers mesh well together. They both, Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman, have the ability to stun and create defense tiles, but Thing destroys tiles with his green ability, and then also stuns with his red Super Punch. So it's just not a good balance, I think, between the Fantastic Four characters, which is sad because I do like them in the comics, not in the movies. I don't know many people who do, unfortunately. But I think they definitely need to get back in the hands of the MCU before they make any more movies, because they haven't been doing so hot. Personal opinion aside, back to Marvel Puzzle Quest. Getting up to 183 with Gray Suit Black Widow, taking another Nick Fury blue cover, Demolition, which I do believe I already have maxed at 3, or maxed at 5, I should say. So probably going to be some free ISO for us on that one. Patch giving us some command points up at 175, and I believe his 4-star is also X-Force Wolverine, or yes, it is. So green ability there at 183, not super important to get that extra cover, but good for leveling up Patch. Taking some more Iron Man, Model 40, and health, adding ISO, and getting another Hulkbuster at 183, blue cover there, stopping at 184. Luke Cage, can't say enough about 3-star Luke Cage. Love him as any team-up combination for his red, black, and yellow. Yellow and black doing huge amounts of damage. Although I feel like he recently got nerfed with his yellow ability. Maybe even his black too. I just don't feel like he's doing the same damage output that he used to. Unless maybe I just remembered wrong. I don't know. Stopping there at 194, tons of health, 11,286, and that defense tile is going to definitely make a difference at a higher level. We're going to hold off on Mystique to champion her shortly here, maybe even tomorrow, we'll see. Moving up to Kamala Khan, heading up towards the 190 mark. Great team damage with her green ability and creating green tiles with her purple ability. So if you have her and somebody like Thor, who uses green as a team damage also, kind of defeats the purpose to have multiple on the same side. Maybe teaming up with the Thing or Punisher, who's next on my list here, to use those green abilities that don't require purple as well. Let's see, let's add in Punisher. Hero points, stopping at 180. And just as a friendly reminder, 183 is going to net you a 4-star Max Punisher, which makes sense because he is the 4-star iteration of the same character, which they tried to adhere to, as far as I can tell. Pause for a little water break. Doing a lot of talking. Alrighty. Cyclops 3-star, another black, yellow, red combination. And getting that classic 4-star Cyclops with 183, very good there. Looking forward to adding that to the roster. Well, he's on the roster. Looking forward to adding the cover, I should say, to level that up. Probably could have been useful to have that in the Crash of the Titans, but that was acquired semi-recently, I feel like, because he was not on there. When I did Crash the Titans, it didn't let me upgrade that red ability. So, oh, duh, because I just unlocked it. That's why. So if I'd have leveled all these people up beforehand, I could have had an extra cover, could have leveled up, could have made that easier on myself. All that aside, next time it comes around, now I'll be all set. Spider-Man, one of the newer 3-star champions that I did recently, taken quite a few extra levels there, up to 174. Next level is going to be some command points, and 183 is going to be Miles Morales, 4-star variant. I'm going to let my dog back in here. Hang on one second. One. Alright, and now back to the patio chair. Okay. So, moving on up, Iron Fist, one of my favorite 3-star characters. The first 3-star that I leveled over 200. giving us some extra levels tonight. All the way up to 208, so I think that's 6 extra levels. Ragnarok, also a new 3-star champion. Relatively low on the leveling scale, up to 174. And his 4-star is X23. I do have her green ability at 5, so this one's not as important. I think I actually do have a couple purples as well. So I really need is the red ability, which is her passive heal, which is not going to be until 256 or 265. Dyslexic, sorry. 265 is that passive heal ability, so I need a lot more Ragnarok covers to get there, but time will tell. 3-star Storm, great for earning AP with her green ability, Cascades with her yellow ability, and passive damage with her black Hailstorm. Even after she dies, those tiles do remain on there once they're put down until they're matched away. So very useful if you know she's going to go out quickly because she is a glass cannon and has very low health. Then you can pop that black ability and then let her take the damage. Even after she dies, you're going to continue doing extra damage each round to whoever the target enemy is. About to hit 183 with her and take a blue Lady Thor, Goddess of Thunder. Just enough for that, so we'll add that in shortly. Moving up to Falcon, because I got 2 Mystiques now sitting on the roster waiting to go. We are just 3 levels away from his 4-star, which I believe is the 4-star Sam Wilson Captain America. And it is, that's his yellow ability. I don't need any more of those covers since I just got him up to 13 covers until I'm ready to champion, although he would be one to champion very quickly if I was to go into that 4-star champion category. His ability to create defense tiles and then deal extra damage per defense tile on the board is it takes a while to build up, but the damage output is fantastic. Squirrel Girl, almost at that 183 mark as well, so we'll take a look at her 4-star. It's going to be Ant-Man, who I have at 13 covers already. Actually, I think I'm not. I think I'm missing a yellow Ant-Man. I think I have 5 for blue and purple and then 2 for yellow. So I will be looking forward to that yellow cover as well. Love Rocket and Groot. Great team up. Random board destruction as well as center tile destruction with his green ability. The ability to create 4 extra strike tiles with his blue at level 5 is great. I keep his heal, usually his yellow passive ability, about 3, just because you hopefully don't get into that situation. If you do, a little bit of heal is good, but being able to do damage and take the enemies out is better. So he's at 195. Hulk, I know we got a few covers for. We're going to hope... Oh, just shy of 200. Hulk's 4-star is Totally Awesome Hulk, which is the Amadeus Cho version, and his next cover is going to be 223, which is going to be his blue cover. And Totally Awesome Hulk did get a lot of flack, but he has been much better since his update. I have found myself using him a couple times, trying to mix and match team-ups. And let's see, Wilson Fisk Kingpin is going to be Bullseye's 4-star counterpart. Also another Daredevil villain, makes sense there. They were featured together in the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck, which, you know, we'll just leave it at that. We don't need to talk any more about it. I probably feel the same way you do. Adding in some extra covers on Beast. He's also relatively new in the 3-star champion category, moving up to 172. We're 9 spaces away from Jean Grey. X-Men tie-in there, so no surprise. However, Jean Grey is at 13 covers for me already. She would also be a 4-star that I'd be likely to champion very quickly once I get to that spot on my roster where I'm ready to champion 4-stars. Two abilities that do team damage, green and purple. Pink, the purple ability also negates enemy special tiles, and green adds friendly tiles onto the board. The ability is randomly generated though, with either strike, protect, or attack tiles. So you don't really know what you're going to get, but it could be, all 4 protect tiles, a couple strike, protect, and a strike tile. You never know. So there is a little bit of randomization there. Her passive ability stuns and deals extra damage and steals AP if there's a 5 match or greater. But that is, again, only if you're having enemies create cascades or matches that are going to get you into that situation. And the enemy usually only goes for a match 4, even if the 5 is available. So it'd have to be kind of on accident, or with an ability that changes tiles, and then something pops up into that category, where it would actually be a match 5 or more. So very rarely is that ability used on my end. Usually it gets used against me if she's on the other team. That's where I see it more often. Alright, and so we have Mystique. We're going to save Mystique. Don't want to add in a Max and Champ overview or Macho Time video in the middle of a roster update. I still have 2.5 days before that one cover expires, and plenty of time for the other 2. So we'll get to that as time allows, probably this weekend sometime. Tomorrow is my anniversary with my wife, so I probably am going to spend some time with her. Not really probably, I am. So whether or not I have time to do that video tomorrow is probably unlikely. Looking more at a Sunday time for that as well. So we're done with 3-star, we're moving up to 4-star. And you can see we have 27 4-star covers. Not all of them are going to be used. Most of them are. We'll take a look here. So I got a bunch of Ghost Rider from the Halloween event pack that was out. I definitely want to make sure I train up Penance Stare first before leading into the other powers, because I want him to have a 5 and black, dealing 200% of enemies' total damage back at them. Even at 150, I feel like is a lot, but 200, I would save up 12 black AP for that ability all day long and twice on Sunday. 200% total damage is a lot, especially when you get into the much harder opponents. The Conran's dealing Meteor Hammer, where it's 3,000 a hit. Gorgon, any of the enemies that are not goons who are going to be matching tiles. Anybody who gets like the Maja muscle, when they create threatened tiles and they start dealing out a ton of damage against you. All that multiplied by 2 is what you're going to do with 12 AP. So it could be 1,000 damage if it's somebody in the back of the team that only did 500. It could be 10,000 damage. It's a variable amount, and there's no limit. It's going to be pure 200% damage. And now I get to knock one of these down. Alright, I'm going to keep red at 5 because it's a countdown tile, but every 2 turns deals 1410 damage and creates a 185 attack tile. Plus, if there are more villains than heroes, which is often the case in PvE events, you end up fighting more villains than heroes. It's going to deal an additional 282 damage, which is going to be nearly 1,700 damage every 2 turns, providing that the countdown tile does not get matched. The green ability, it's a team damage, which normally I go for, but it's a very low team damage, and it requires, if there are 6 friendly attack tiles on the board, Fire burns hotter, dealing 353. I feel like you're less likely to build up to 6 friendly attack tiles if they're enemies on the team who are matching tiles. Anyways, those might get matched away versus a countdown tile that's going to deal a lot of damage per turn. You're going to clear out those enemies faster. So let's take green down and black up to 5. Alright. We're going to skip those because I already have Star-Lord. Yep, and that's the abilities that I want, 5, so that's going to stay. Quake, I know I don't have full covers on yet, so taking her Coordinated Tactics up to level 3. It's a passive ability, reduces damage from enemy powers that affect the whole team by now 1,127 at max level. It reduces up to 2629 at her current level to a minimum of 1. 1127 is still a lot, but there are some team damage abilities where it's going to be more than that. I don't foresee 2-star Storm dealing too much damage as long as she's unless I should say she's overpowered for an event. I'm gonna take some water, excuse me. Alright, Grey Suit Black Widow, Kamala Khan, Ghost Rider. Those all have 4 stars with team damage abilities. Well, those are 3 except for Ghost Rider, I guess. So opportunity there is again limited. It doesn't affect single target damage, only team. So her other abilities are going to be more important for leveling and being more useful on a regular basis. But great support character otherwise. Okay, Nova. We're going to have to look at that one in a second here. Spider-Gwen I know needs this cover. It went from not creating any web tiles, just doing a random enemy stun for 1 turn, now also creates 1 web tile, and that is going to help with the Cherry Bomb, which costs 1 AP less for each web tile on the board to a minimum of 6, and then also Kick Out the Jams adds 2 web tiles and heals, so one of those self-sufficient characters where she can heal and stun and deal damage, and very useful character. She does match Miles Morales, Spider-Man, also another 4-star, with the purple, red, and yellow color lineup, and the use of web tiles there. Sam Wilson I know I don't need. Venom I know I do. So this is a Symbiotic Fury, and deals 1 AP, deals damage and destroys a random tile for each enemy special tile on the board, which doesn't generate AP. Also costs 1 AP less for each enemy strike, attack, or protect tile to a minimum of 7. So basically cutting the cost in half, similar to Cherry Bomb, which we just saw on Spider-Gwen. But instead of relying on web tiles, Venom relies on enemy special tiles to reduce that AP cost, and he does have an ability here, Lethal Protector, which creates 2 Strength 44 enemy protect tiles. So it's not an extra, like a ton extra of protection, but just enough to add 2 of those tiles, which is going to reduce the cost of his green ability. I would level this one up to 5, just because it deals so much more damage from 3488 up to 5320 at this current level. Adding those 2 enemy projectiles isn't that big of a deal to me. Moon Knight has black ability, finally. Got an extra one of these, increasing damage to 2470 from 1934. So about 500, give or take some extra damage. If Moon Knight downs the enemy, target enemy using this ability, It's going to restore 1553 health to Moon Knight. If it doesn't down the enemy, creates 2 strength 113 black enemy attack tiles. So most enemies, I think by the time you earn 9 black AP, can get within 2470 health, or in combination with some other attacks. This one is green, black, and purple builds, very similar to Bullseye. If you get a kill with Bullseye's black ability, he 3-star Bullseye. Contract Killer puts out a bunch of those strike tiles, which allow you to use his purple in turn. So very similar concept, except this one is going to heal instead of add enemy attack tiles. So using this one at the proper time and situation is critical, of course. And I would definitely trade his purple 5 for black 5 any day, just because of the ability to deal more damage, and it's basically becomes like 3-star Punisher's red ability, Judgment, Retribution. If you get them below 40% health, then it's going to basically one-shot them no matter what that amount of health is. At higher levels, it can still be like 5,000 health remaining. At lower levels, maybe it's a couple thousand to a few hundred, but definitely worth leveling up, because you can deal that much more damage and gain health and knock out the enemy all in one go, which is great. Sam Wilson, Captain America, been waiting to get this extra blue cover for a long time. It's going to increase inspiration to 2 friendly tiles, and we're going to definitely take this one off of yellow, absolutely, no question. So now this strengthens 2 friendly special tiles by 109 and reduces a friendly countdown tile by 1. No big change from level 4, except for the fact that it's 2 friendly tiles instead of 1. Big help in support class. His 3-star I still find is more beneficial to use, because it can strengthen up to 3 friendly special tiles. And I think by more than 109 at his current level, because he has been championed and leveled past that 166 mark. So in a given situation, depending on the color combos, I would probably go with 3-star Falcon over 4-star Falcon for that inspiration ability. However, for the damage output, Sam Wilson, Captain America, is far more on the offensive side with his red ability than 3-star Falcon could ever be. 3-star Falcon's good for his Red Wing ability to take over enemy tiles, whether it's a countdown, whether it's protect, strike, or attack. The problem is that it's random, and sometimes it's helpful. It's helpful. It's getting rid of an enemy tile, but it's not like you can pick the next countdown that's turning to 1 and it's going to hurt your team, like a sniper rifle or threaten tile, meteor hammer, any of those, or a stun that you're trying to avoid. It's just whatever it feels like going after. So there you go. I don't know if you guys know this about Arizona, but it's a very dry state, and I'm outside and doing a lot of talking, so this is one of the longest videos I've ever made, where I'm actually just kind of hanging out and talking with you guys. So please excuse my water breaks here and there. Alright, moving on up to X23. Going to train that tracking prey ability. It's 12 AP cost, and this is similar to Daredevil's Ambush, except for Ambush will relocate the tile if you match it. It does not relocate it. If the enemy matches it, it deals extra damage. This one does deal extra damage if the enemy matches it still. However, if the team matches it, the friendly match, then it deals less damage, but creates a black strike tile, strength 149, and costs 1 AP less for every friendly strike tile on the board, minimum of 6. So for this one, the more you use it and matched away and use it and matched away, It's going to be less and less cost each time. Her green ability also creates 2 strike tiles for every use after the first, where you have 9 red AP. We'll take a look at that in just a second. We're going to level this one up. So that was a huge jump from 3,800 up to 5,500 if the enemy matches, and then from 2,500 to 36, something like that, give or take, if you match it away. So I would definitely take this 1 to 5. Deals up to 8,891 damage at the current level, which is about, I believe, about 150 or so, in that ballpark. And then 5,930 with a friendly match, plus creating a strength 349 black strike tile. Huge move there. Definitely worth the purple AP. Would work very well with Scarlet Witch for generating those purple AP. And then I'm still looking for that Savage Healing red for 1 extra cover there and 1 for the purple before she's at 13 covers. Kate Bishop, I already got 5 level 5 for her black, so that one is a bust. We're going to go with Wasp. Tactical Intuition, and this one's cool because it converts friendly strike tiles to protect and vice versa, strengthening by 78, so you get good protection, or you can get extra damage. Depending on how the tide of battle is flowing, you can time that to protect you against a strong attack, and then switch it again to do more damage. Each time it switches, it's going to increase by 78, and max level increases by 181 per switch, which is great. Wolverine, not going to do much with that. Iron Man, not going to do much with that. Cyclops, definitely going to boost up a level there to 1706 damage, or 2951 if you have at least 10 up AP, 10 team up AP, I should say, and destroys an entire row versus a single basic tile. And that's up a bunch from level 2, which is only 1286 damage, or 1916. That's up almost 1,000 for 10 team up AP when it's destroyed. Only up 500 for not having 10 team up AP. So that is an ability that definitely is worth hanging on to, being that it only costs 10. If you have a bunch of team up AP, you can spam this and deal a ton of damage, destroying chosen rows, or you can use it more tactically to eliminate a single tile, which may create either a cascade, a match 5, match 4, destroying countdown tiles, so on and so forth. So either way, it has its benefits and its perks. You just gotta look at, are you trying to kill the enemy outright and knock them out, or are you trying to generate AP for yourself, trying to get some countdown tiles that are harder to reach, etc., so on and so forth. And Thor, looks like she's already at 5 for her blue. So we're done with 4 stars there for now. Oh, Nova. I gotta go back for Nova. So Nova, he's about 160 something, I believe, because I just did a Crash the Titans with him not too long ago. Oh, 150. Okay. So Nova is a tough one, and I'm not sure on which build to go with. If this was live, I could ask for your guys' opinion, but I haven't quite figured that out from my phone yet. Takeoff and Rocket Man creates 2 black strike tiles, strength 143. If there is at least one friendly black strike tile on the board, power becomes Rocket Man. Rocket Man sends the enemy airborne, and when they fall, takes extra damage. It doesn't say how much Rocket Man damage does, except for at level 5, you know it's going to deal 35-39. I know it's dealing less here, and I know it's going to do even less there. But here's the thing. His yellow ability does 2400 at this level 150 for 7 yellow AP and creates 1 black strike tile, strength 154 for each ally still in the fight, which is most of the time, hopefully, both of them. So even if it doesn't create a black strike tile, can still do a ton of damage for very low AP cost. Creating a black strike tile enables this red ability to become Rocket Man. The Rocket Man fall damage is multiplied also by whatever strike tiles are on the board. And Danger Zone for 8 AP is going to create 3 black strike tiles. At level 5 it creates 4 black strike tiles, and the damage increases from 143 to 172. If there are 5 friendly black strike tiles on the board, instead of creating black strike tiles, more of them, it becomes out of control, and Nova crashes into the enemy, converting all black strike tiles to basic tiles, which is going to, make each match do less damage. However, it's going to deal 6352 in damage for 8 AP, up from 4517. So that is about 1800 extra damage, which is quite fantastic. So I'm definitely going to take the black and make it a 5, take 3 off of, or take 1 off of red, making it level 3. And we're going to go with the 3-5-5 build for Nova, and I'm pretty happy with that. My buddy Phil is a huge Nova fan, and sometimes he watches these videos, or so he tells me. So let me know, Phil, what you think about that Nova and that build. And even if you're not Phil, chime in. Let me know what you think. Is there any builds that you would have done differently? Are there certain builds that you like when you use a champion to change up powers and levels and see what those look like? Who is your favorite champion character? Who's your highest level champion character? Let's talk about it. Compare and contrast, and let me know what you think, what you got, and what you like to use for your combinations. Do you try to cover the spread? Do you match abilities? Do you just go with whoever's the highest level? Take your pick. Leave a comment below. Give it a quick thumbs up if you did like this video, which I hope you found informative and enjoyable, and something that will help you on your quest with Marvel Puzzle Quest. Scroll through the updated roster here as we finish up. You can follow me on Twitter as @Mr. MPQ. I'll put the link in the description below. There's that Lady Thor there. I think I'm waiting for a 5-5-3 build, so if I remember right, I think I need to get those covers somewhere. If you see any extras laying around, let me know. Love to pick them up. Moon Knight, definitely looking for those black covers there. As always, I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Got my 3-star Doctor Strange there, up to 13 covers, but he's not championed yet. We're going to do that in another video, hopefully with Mystique later this weekend. And hope you guys, enjoyed your Veterans Day. Salute to all men and women in the service and defending the country and putting their life in harm's way to keep our way of life going. Thank you all. And there's too many to name. I have family, I have friends, community members that I highly respect, and if you have those people in your life, don't forget to just give them a handshake, say thank you, express that gratitude. A little bit does go a long way. And let them know that you appreciate what they do in their job for you on a daily basis, and even the things you don't know that they do. So reach out and thank a vet, and that will be my final message for the evening. And as always, keep on questing. Have a good one, guys.